right, Detroit Lions look like they got their offensive coordinator. John Morton, not Johnny Norton. They used to play with the Lions back in the day out of USC. He was a dog, though. John Morton from Marvin Hills went to Western, was a receiver at Western Michigan. Bounced around the league as a practice player, the Raiders, and played in the CFL, a few other teams in the NFL. Apparently, he was here in 2022, and Dan Campbell really liked him. He helped out a lot. What's this Dan Campbell's, what? 4th year? So, this was what, 04, 03? So, he was here during his 2nd year. So, he was here during the Ben Johnson era. So, yeah, he was here during the Ben Johnson era. So, yeah, so he was here during the Ben Johnson era. So, that's interesting. You know, apparently, he was the passing game coordinator for the Denver Broncos, and apparently Dan Campbell liked him a lot. So we all thought Tanner Engestrang was going to be the offensive coordinator. That's what we thought. Apparently they felt that he wasn't ready, and they went with John Morton. I mean, he's 55 years old, seasoned. I think the 1 year he was an offensive coordinator with the Jets, I forget what year, he was one and done. So, I mean, shit. Was that some remember Step by Step? It's going to work the second time around. Remember, that used to be my show back in the day, man. Step by step, day by day. You know, it's a great show. All right, so yeah. So I mean, they like him. You know, somebody said he bringing Bo Nix with him. That had to be a joke, but he's part of that Sean Payton tree. You know, they said that, you know, Ben Johnson hired Dennis Allen, ex-Saints head coach, to be his defensive coordinator in Chicago. Dennis Allen, one hell of a defensive coordinator. I'll give him that. So, yeah, he is one hell of a defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen. So, now he may not be shit as a head coach, but as a defensive coordinator, he's all right. He's great. I say more than all right. He's great. He's fantastic. So, you know, they both gonna stick with that Bill Parcells, Sean Payton tree. And you can't get mad at him. Like I said, you know, they said that he brought a lot to the table in 2022. They like him a lot. They like him enough to give him an opportunity. So he's already called plays before. And we get an opportunity to see how it go for him. And what he does different. Obviously, he was part of, you know, the installation when they installed this offense. So, you know, Ben Johnson, he built this offense with Goff. We got one half of it, but also Johnny Morton was here that first full year that they actually built this offense with Goff. So he knows some of the terminology. He's familiar with what they're going to want to do. And, you know, Calvin Shepard, hey, man, he got his time as defensive coordinator. He get an opportunity to do some things. You know, I don't really, per se, like you know, as Dan Campbell said when he hired him, they want to stick with somebody that stick with their beliefs of man to man. And obviously, if you've seen how Kansas City played Buffalo yesterday, man, that was brilliant. You know, that was brilliant. I'll probably see this Tuesday. It was brilliant because on that game, I watched Jeff Goff, I think his name was Jeff Shorts, offensive coordinator, was spelled with a G. And he broke down that play, and, you know, how did they beat Josh Allen? They disguised the zone blitz. So when you play these mobile quarterbacks, man, you know, zone is a lot of times your best chance in, you know, getting pressure. You know, if you play man to man, you know what I'm saying, everybody back turn. So, you know, it kind of some philosophical reasons why the Lions struggle versus mobile quarterbacks. Even if you play a spy, all you got to do is beat that spy. That's it. He can beat the first wave of defenders. So I feel like, not to kind of venture off too much, they going to play man-to-man. They got to get more athletic in the front seven. When they bring these guys in, they got to get speed. Whoever that pass rusher they bring in the offseason, whether it's interior, on the outside, he got to be speed. Speed got to be name of the game. They bring in another linebacker, he got to be fast. It's dark. Motherfucker, I cannot see. This light's glaring on me. It's dark. Oh, it's the street screen. That's what. Whatever, some God speech. But yeah. So yeah. But offensively, you know, obviously he was here during the the first full season for the install. He know the terminology. Dan Campbell know what he want. You know they want to run the football. And is it guaranteed they're gonna have the same amount of success? No. People forget the first offensive coordinator pick Anthony Lynn and didn't really have success. But then again, you know, Lynn didn't really have what Ben Johnson had. At least Ben Johnson had you know, Josh Reynolds. They ain't had nothing. Remember that year Tyrell Williams went down? And then whatever happened between Amon-Ra and what was the quarterback name? That was Tim Boyle. Whatever happened between them two, Tim Boyle turned Amon-Ra St. Brown up. Because he wasn't doing shit with Goff. When Goff went down for a couple games, you know, whatever it was, you know, really that Atlanta game with Tim Boyle, Amon-Ra turned into a dog. That's when he really turned that corner when Goff got hurt. Then he came back and Goff kind of started trusting him. So whatever clicked between St. Brown and Tim Boyle, I don't know what it was, but he, you know, Amon-Ra ain't looked back since. But yeah, I'm interested. You know, 55-year-old guy, more mature. Didn't go with the young guy. Defensive coordinator, they went young. I thought Tanner Ingerstrand was going to be that guy. Maybe they felt like he quite wasn't ready yet. So maybe they think a little bit more seasoning, he can get ready. But, you know, I mean, it's going to be a tough act to follow for John Morton. But if he, you know, if he understands situational football, and one thing I liked about Ben Johnson was he would cook up something different for each opponent. He was cooked to order. He wasn't pre-cooking shit. He was cooked to order. You know, I think John Morton, let's focus on the efficiency with him. If I was him, I would probably do the same thing Ben Johnson did, with just, you know, be more committed to running the football. You know, if I was him, I would be more. Had they did with Philadelphia Eagles, the Lions could have blew the doors off Washington. We'll see them next year anyway. They could have blew the doors off Washington if they, you know, if they would have stuck to the run. So just not complicate things. There needs to be some razzle dazzle here and there still. But I think if they stick to the run, you know, I think they'd be just fine. And that's one of the huge adjustments that they made this year after struggling with the third quarter for all last 2 seasons ago now. They start running the football more. So I think you're going to see, you know, I want to see what John Morton is going to bring to the table. They didn't have a lot of success running the football in Denver this year. That Javonte Williams guy, he's never been the same since injuring his ACL. So he's going to have some running backs here that he's going to be able to do some things with. But if he try to get cute and throw the ball around the yard a bunch, he's going to be unemployed real fast. So, but yeah, man, that's pretty much all I really had, man. But shout out to John Morton. See what type of success that he can have moving forward. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe button, hit the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications.